The views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of ESPN Tucson 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, or the Arizona Lotus Corporation.
Welcome to Spears and Ali on ESPN Tucson.
Justin Spears, I like that.
With Justin Spears and Ali Farhang on 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, ESPN Tucson. Brought to you by Tucson Federal Credit Union, the Volpe team at Nova Home Loans, and Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
I want to be entertaining, but I'm not stupid enough to compare myself to Ali.
And look who's back in the flesh. It's Ali Farhang. Welcome to Spears and Ali here on ESPN Tucson. I am your host, Justin Spears, here with my guy, Andrew Trujillo, who does a great job producing the show. And it has not been complete lately. And now we are complete today because we have the other guy here, Mr. Ali Farhang, looking very dapper.
Yeah, thanks, man. Sometimes you can't go to the phone booth before your next adventure. You just got to have the cape and the S on and get ready to go to the next thing.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, buddy.
Good to see you, man. We're going to talk a lot of football today, man. We're officially a month away from the Arizona football season, and we are at the start of Arizona football training camp, which starts this morning.
I have a question for you about that.
Sure.
This feel like the first day of school for you?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like that excitement.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. Yesterday, it kind of felt like the first day of school, and then it hit me. I'm like, no, this is more like open house. Media day, talking to the coaches, talking to the players. It was cool to see the players go into the Cole and Jeannie Davis Indoor Center yesterday. They took team photos, and the Polynesian players were rocking their lavas, the cloth skirt that is very prominent in Polynesian culture.
Okay.
And, yeah, all these guys were taking photos, and I'm like, okay, it's like picture day at school. Everyone's excited for first day of class, which is today at the Dictomi practice fields.
Would it be unprofessional for you to, when the players were taking pictures, to like try to photobomb every single one of them?
Just in the background somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, I've thought about it.
Okay.
I definitely thought about it for sure.
So
Okay.
no.
Yeah. But haven't done it, but you thought about it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for this team to get on the field and start getting to work and start preparing for Weber State or Hawaii on August 30th, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking a lot of Arizona football. If you want to call in, hit us up, 719-1490, 719-1490. A huge thank you and a shout-out to our great sponsors here on Spears and Ali, the Volpe team and Nova Home Loans. Paul Volpe, you're the best. Thank you. We also got a Tucson Federal Credit Union and the team led by Matthew Gaspari, and Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, which I've had to work with them a couple of times to repair a leak at my house, and so professional, so efficient and quick. I love Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and I can't recommend them enough.
Yeah, they've done some stuff with me too, and I love working with Kevin and Clarissa at Rightway, and they're just a great organization and
Absolutely,
great
man.
partners.
We're going to talk about some NFL stuff later on in the show. The Madden 99 Club was revealed yesterday, and so we'll talk about the players who were in the Madden 99 Club and just kind of our expectations for them this upcoming season.
Just did this with Beef Vegan, so I'm prepared.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a few guys, 4 to be exact, and we'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. And then we didn't get a chance to finish this conversation yesterday when we were talking about Arizona Wildcats football training camp. We went over the returning veterans, guys that are expected to have a big-time role this season. But now we're going to get into more of the newcomers, and there's a lot of them. 54 newcomers to be exact. Actually, I think now that number has grown because the Wildcats added a few players to their roster yesterday.
Well, there are a couple of kids from Brophy that have been added to the roster.
Yeah, Aiden Miller and Jacob Buggy, which I think is a cool name.
Are they walk-ons or scholarship players?
I think they're walk-ons.
Okay. Well, you need that depth, and you never know, right? You got examples like guys like Traydon Stukes that from Goodyear, correct?
Yeah.
Came on as a walk-on, and now looked upon as a seasoned veteran to provide leadership in that secondary for the defense.
Yeah, and now with this new scholarship limit, right, the 105-player limit, like stories like Traydon Stukes, you're not going to see as many of them. You're still going to see them in college football, but there's just not going to be as many of them.
You think, though, because, I think in the past, I think that Arizona's going to stick with 85 scholarship players, which has been around what it's done in the past. That's what the limit was.
Yeah.
And so, but you can still have more guys on the roster. So is it one of those things that we talk about that it could have effect, but at the end of the day, maybe really not have an effect? It'll just be the same?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
But I think because, I don't know, in the past, you had the 85 scholarship limit, but you could have so many defensive backs, right? Like, I don't think there's going to be as many practice/walk-on players as we've seen in the past.
Well, can't you have, up to 105 players on the roster?
Yes.
So couldn't you fill out the next?
But we've also seen Arizona have like 130 players. Like Jed Fish had a ton of players.
Because there was no restriction on how many players in the past.
Yeah.
With walk-ons, so we'll see. Yeah, so I guess maybe it limits it a little bit, but the Traydon Stukes stories are still possible.
They're still possible for sure.
Okay.
It's not completely eliminating it, but you won't see as many of them. But yeah, I think this team we'll dive more into like the newcomers and stuff like that. But I think this team, there's a renewed energy with the Wildcats, and something that Brent Brennan talked about yesterday that I found very interesting was he said last year's team was so outcome focused.
Yeah,
like they were focused on the destination rather than the journey. And the team in 2023 that won the Alamo Bowl, yes, they were talented. They had a bunch of NFL guys, but they weren't focused on the results at the end of the season. They were focused on that game, that moment, and they capitalized on that. And then when the players that entered last year in year one under Brent Brennan, they were like, okay, we've got all of our star players. We got the nucleus from last year's team. Hey, we can get to the Big 12 championship. We can be one of the best teams in college football. And they were so just fixated on the destination rather than taking everything with a grain of salt or taking every little step and focusing on that moment and staying present. And Brent even said the wins last year didn't feel good. Like the 4 wins that they had, the guys felt like, hey, we should have won by more points, right? Like look at that game against NAU, winning 22-10. We were talking about they should have killed NAU, but they only won by a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah. They made New Mexico quarterback, was it Devin Dampier?
Devin Dampier, yeah.
They made him look like
2004 Michael Vick.
Exactly. So, yeah, I love coach speak, right? And a lot when somebody says something that you guys have heard me say, focus on the present and the process. You have to love the process.
Yeah.
If you want to be really good at whatever you are doing, you got to focus on the process and you got to love the process. And then don't worry about it. The outcome will be the outcome. And I think what Coach Brennan said yesterday was, and he's done this a lot in the offseason, said a lot of things that are very self-aware, very transparent, and very honest, and very smart.
Yeah.
And that's a smart statement. I think they were, a lot of guys were sniffing their own farts of what they were reading about themselves. And I saw Danny Gonzalez say yesterday, they got 34 players that are cleaning over 300 pounds.
Yeah.
And
which is a hell of a stat.
Damn. Which is more than double, I would guess, that they had last year. So how much the guys are this offseason, I don't want to talk about last year. This year, the guys are putting in the work. This is when you win football games, right? It's March, April, May, June. That's when you win a lot of football games.
Yep.
And it seems like they've put themselves in a position to win a lot of football games. And that's why I'm saying 7 or 8 wins. That's my prediction for Arizona.
Absolutely, man. 8 wins, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And honestly, it's pretty conceivable. And I think that people, when they hear us say stuff like that, they're like, okay, here goes again, the preseason hype train, and we're going to be kicked in the nuts once again. Here's why I am optimistic about Arizona football this year. I think that the depth that they have is much better than it was last year. You don't have the star talent. You don't have Tetero McMillan. You don't have Jonah. There's a lot of talented players that are no longer here. But I think the depth pieces, like the 2 deep, is so much better than it was last year. Even wide receiver. Like, I think yeah, you don't have Tetairoa McMillan, but T-Mac was literally the offense last year. Made up 40% of the passing yards.
Yeah.
31% of total offense. Like that's one player, and he made up that big chunk of the offense. And so now that Arizona, when they went into the offseason, one thing that Brent Brennan said, or one thing that he told Bobby Wade was, we got to get speed. We got to get some fast dudes in this building. And not only did they get speed, but they also got production too. Like Javon Watley put up a ton of yards at Chattanooga. Luke Weissong put up a ton of yards at New Mexico, including down here in Tucson, Arizona, had over 100 yards receiving and I think a touchdown or two. And then Chris Hudson was productive at Oregon and Washington State. And Trey Spivey was more in a limited role at Kansas State, but still put up some numbers and was very impressive in the spring. And then you also have some rising returners too. Like, I think people are going to be very pleased when they watch Brandon Phelps play this year, the redshirt freshman from Gilbert, who put up a ton of yards in high school, set a few records as Arizona's all-time receiving yards leader. And he was over there, making T-Mac-esque plays, high-pointing catches, acrobatic plays, one-handed catches. Now, he's not the guy that T-Mac was, right? And T-Mac has a catch radius that I have never seen in person before. But the dude is still really talented. And I was talking with wide receivers coach Bobby Wade yesterday, and he said, he feels really good about the 6 to 8 guys that he's going to rotate this year. And I was looking at the receivers, like they can really rely on maybe 10 guys this year, but the ideal rotation is going to be 6 to 8 players, which, they're going to be churning guys in and out and having those fresh legs, having that speed and also that experience. Yet Noah's not going to have T-Mac to throw to, but I think the wide receivers that he has, now offensive line has a big part in that, right? But I think now that T-Mac is no longer here and Noah's in a new system, Noah's going to start from scratch, and we're not going to see Noah force-feeding T-Mac. We're going to see Noah look more like the quarterback that we saw a couple years ago.
Yeah, as a defensive coordinator, you know what I want? I want an offense that kind of comes out of the huddle lethargic. Everything is really slow and methodical, and one guy on your offense gets 30 to 40% of the passing game and 30% of the offense. Because you know what? I can cater my defense to that. When I don't know when a quarterback goes through his progressions and I don't know where the ball is going, that's a much harder offense to defend. So
you know what Arizona's offense was last year? It was how I play college football 25 or college football 26. Actually, no, college football 25 because that's the game that had T-Mac in it. That's all I did. Was just throw fades to T-Mac all the time.
You know what Arizona's offense was last year? And I feel for your mom, Valerie. It was Valerie on a random Tuesday trying to wake you up for school. And you're like, Mom, 5 more minutes. That literally is the way I felt watching Arizona offense yesterday. Was they were just always asking for 5 more minutes of sleep.
Yeah. Well, we used to have a 150-pound American Bulldog. His name was Hercules. And whenever I wasn't getting out of bed, they unleashed the beast that was Hercules, and Hercules came and dogpiled on me on my bed. I was like, all right, I'm up.
All right.
Get this big-ass dog off me. All right, let's take your phone calls here, 719-1490, 719-1490. We got Viking Tony joining the show, talking Arizona football, I presume.
Good morning. Hercules. You guys had me at Stronger, Faster. I got my season tickets. Here we come, champions of the conference. All right. And I even got season tickets for my neighbor. You got me so excited. I'm ready. 50-yard line. Let's go.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah, brother.
You guys convinced me.
Oh, man. I appreciate your excitement, Tony.
Tony, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but what I can guarantee you is you're going to be watching a much more competent and enjoyable product on the field, something you can be proud of this year. So I'm bullish like you, and I think it's going to be a good season.
Qualify it now.
Yeah.
You guys want to qualify it. Oh, man, you had me at fast and strong. I know we're short, but still, fast and strong is good. I thought conference for sure, the way you guys were talking earlier.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We don't know what the conference is going to be this year because last year we were like, when I was looking at the schedule last year.
Doesn't stop him from doing preseason
I know.
lists, right? I have no idea about the other teams, but I think this team is going to be number 2.
But here's the thing. That's why they went away from the Big 12 media poll, because they're like, we're hurting these other teams that are going into the season kind of at the bottom. Like, let's just keep it wide open and let's let the best rise to the top.
Here's my prediction. There's 12 games. Okay. There's 12 regular season games.
I want to hear it.
Here it is. Viking Tony, at Game 9, we're going to be talking about what needs to happen for Arizona to get in the Big 12 title game. So we're still going to be having that conversation the 9th game in. There you go.
Okay. Well, that's why I called in, man, because you had me, and I still feel it. Thank you for going out there and putting yourself on the line. Well, I'm going to call back at week 9 and see where we're at, too.
Well, Tony, you can go to the rest of the day just knowing this. There still are heroes out there. You're welcome.
Okay, tell me one thing. Have you guys picked a quarterback in Pittsburgh land?
Yeah, man, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, are you worried that J.J. McCarthy's throwing more interceptions in training camp than touchdowns?
I didn't want to say anything about J.J. McCarthy, man. I was holding back on that.
Aaron Rodgers is just going to be a quarterback. Doesn't need to be the face of the franchise. Doesn't need to teach the younger guys how to win. He just needs to play quarterback. And I'm equally bullish on my Steelers. And our defense is going to be nasty.
Damn straight.
All right. Well,
All right.
I also will make a prediction. Vikings will win their division.
Okay.
Well, hey, we got to have me and you got to have some sort of discussion bet, because I'll be in Ireland for Steelers Vikings. So
well, you can send me text messages. That's for sure.
There we go. I'll send plenty of pictures. We'll post them on the site for sure.
Hell yeah. Hey, Viking Tony,
well,
thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
I think the bet has to have something to do with Guinness. Like every time the Vikings score a touchdown, you got a pound of Guinness.
Dude,
yeah.
I mean,
or every time the Steelers score a touchdown, you got a pound of Guinness. I guess you don't want to associate Guinness with bad things.
He's gonna be sober as a gopher, man.
I'll be drinking plenty of Guinness. There'll be no shortage of Jamesons and Guinness in Ireland for Ali. But so let's maybe make it something not alcohol related, because I actually do want to remember the trip.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good.
every touchdown's a plate of haggis.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what we can do. There's got to be something. Maybe I can, get him some. I can get him something nice. This isn't Viking Tony a barbecue? Like he likes to barbecue, or is that?
That's our other guy, Tony, the Tony.
Maybe we'll figure something out where if Steelers win, he's got to do something for us. And if the Vikings win, which I don't even want to think about, maybe I bring them a little trinket from Ireland.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you hear about this this bond that DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers has in training camp?
With the bathroom?
With the bathroom, yeah. Andrew, did you hear about this?
I did
not. So Aaron
Rodgers,
Rodgers.
my kind of news.
By the way, as guys, this tells me the connection is solid from the start. So go ahead, Justin. You can say it.
So Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf are roommates in training camp.
Oh, good.
And their toilet is super loud.
So what? Let's paint
very
it.
loud.
They're at Latrobe, Pennsylvania. It's a cool thing they do. They go to this, St. Francis College in Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Turn off all the lights.
So they're in dorms. They're in dorms, and so they each got their own room, but they have, what do they call the bathroom in between that they share?
Oh yeah, like a common bathroom.
Exactly. So they share this common bathroom, and the bathroom has got apparently super flush power, right? which is great if you think about, a 360-pound, 6'5" offensive tackle going number 2. We need super flush power, but it's super loud middle of the night. So DK Metcalf will, like at 9:30 at night, will text Aaron Rodgers and be like, "Are you awake?" And he's like, "Cool, yes I am." He's like, "Cool, I'll flush the toilet." Because Aaron Rodgers told DK Metcalf, "Listen, if we go to the bathroom middle of the night, just don't flush because it wakes us up. We'll just flush it in the morning."
Mm-hmm.
That's brutal.
Does that include number 2? Because I understand, like, if it's yellow, then it's mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would be like, "Wake me up
before you go."
Yeah, wake me up if it's number 2.
Yeah.
But I think if you're peeing, that's fine with me.
That can wait for the next morning.
That can wait for the next morning.
Yeah. All right, we still got lots to talk about when it comes to Arizona Wildcats.
And Aaron
football.
Rodgers is almost my age, so I'm sure there's peeing at the middle of the night. So it's all right.
We're going to talk about top newcomers for the Arizona Wildcats, and then at the top of the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about some notable storylines / burning questions for Arizona football as they enter training camp. But we're going to continue to talk more NFL. If you want to join in and talk with us, hit us up, 719-1490, 719-1490. Also, check out the Spears and Ali podcast on Apple, Spotify. Subscribe, rate, comment, do your thing there. And check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel today, and also Spears and Ali on Instagram, TikTok, ESPN Tucson's on Facebook as well. We're on all social media platforms.
Let's get stuff out there, man. Like the 30-second clips. Drive them to the YouTube. Let's go.
We're going to be pumping them out. So check us out on all social media platforms and YouTube. All right, coming up next, the Madden 99 Club was announced. We're going to talk about those players and expectations for them this upcoming season. Stay tuned. You're listening to Spears and Ali here on ESPN Tucson, 1490 AM, and the Spears and Ali podcast. The Madden 99 Club was announced recently, and 4 NFL players are on the Madden 99 Club, or in the Madden 99 Club, and a couple of them are quarterbacks, and then we got a couple Philadelphia Eagles.
Is it out, by the way? The Madden 26?
Madden, I believe it is out.
Okay.
I haven't played it, but
How the hell do you guys not know?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If
Well, I
Madden
just
20
bought 2 weeks ago, like the college football game.
It comes out on the 14th.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't think it was out.
But yeah, I bought the package too with College Football 26, which I'll probably never play.
You're out of your mind.
I know.
dude.
What's the package?
He buys Madden and college football for like $150, and then he never touches Madden.
But it's there.
Yeah,
I have it
it's
there.
a really pretty splash page on your PlayStation.
I know. I
He
know.
does he does simulations and then writes about them in the paper.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But he has not touched Madden 25.
I can't wait for your training camp reports from Arizona football. You're like my Alex Kazores with Steelers Depot. He's in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. He does like every day, like to the minute details of like who's into drills, who's running 1 and 2, what receivers playing slot versus X or Z. And I feel like I'm going to get the same content from you
yeah, baby.
on Arizona football.
We're going to give you all the details. But I also have to be mindful, right, of their game preparation as well. Like, you're going to get the details, don't get me wrong. But as far as details that could be useful for, let's say, the University of Hawaii, probably not.
Oh, no. I mean, like
I'm not going to tell you the exact play of what they ran when they're inside the 5-yard line.
you could say like connection between Noah Fafita and Chris Hudson looks strong after 3 practices. Noah in 7-on-7 or goal line, they're usually offense versus defense. It's called 7 shots.
Yep.
4 to 3, right? Who won, the play, like, threw it to whoever in the flat. It's not telling the play,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, looking forward to kind of getting some inside information on am I reasonably bullish on Arizona football, because I really am. I think, like you said, I think the depth is good, and I think the offense and both the offense and defense are going to be much more difficult to go against this year.
Absolutely, man. First day of school today, this morning.
I thought it was picture day.
No, picture day was yesterday.
Oh.
Now today is first day of class.
This is when they go through the syllabus,
Yeah.
and
So
then
no
when they
one pays
really
attention.
start like doing classwork is when you put the pads on.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Syllabus day, and you listen for, no tests in person. Cool. All right, I'm going to check out.
Hell yeah.
Right. Right.
All right, now let's talk about the Madden 99 Club. Like Andrew said, Madden's coming out in a couple of weeks, but the Madden 99 Club this year features 2 quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
Not Patrick Mahomes.
Not Patrick Mahomes.
So I told
interesting.
I
told
last
Beef, like, look, Josh Allen, man, I love him. One of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. He's a 97, maybe 98. Lamar Jackson the same. Lamar Jackson, a lot of tools, a lot he can do a lot of great things. I wouldn't put him in the top 5 pocket passers. Right? He's gotten better.
Yeah, because I would say, because last year, I mean, remember, he's got that narrative, right? Oh, he can't pass. Lamar Jackson can't pass. Well, he had the most passing yards he's ever thrown as an NFL quarterback last year, the most passing touchdowns, and the fewest interceptions since his rookie season. He had 41 and 4. I think Lamar Jackson's a great
He's
passer.
great.
Great
97,
quarterback.
98. The 99 is, that's like you're gonna give me Saquon Barkley as a 99 at running back, based on the year he had last year. Okay, yes, I get that.
Yeah, he's got knees now.
Yeah, he's gonna be my keeper.
He's not playing for the Giants. How about that?
Not playing for. He's got an offensive line now.
Yeah.
So I just think it's you got to be like superhuman. And to me, 7 out of 10 people, and the other 3, I don't know if they ever watch football, like Beef. If you say you get to start with a quarterback, you're taking Patrick Mahomes.
100%. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday. And I don't know if it's because of the Super Bowl and them getting absolutely slaughtered, if that has anything to do with it. But, I mean, his offensive line didn't do him any favors. Philadelphia Eagles made that man's life a living nightmare.
Yeah, they did to him what Tampa Bay did, a few years ago. They got to him with 4 guys, and then they also stopped the run, and just didn't have any time to throw. But he's still, when it's winning time, Patrick Mahomes, more often than not, makes the play, right? With the assistance of the official. But he makes the play.
Oh, man, I wasn't missing that. Oh, man.
But, yeah, the Madden 99 club I thought was very interesting. Now, I do think that Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, these are 2 guys that could very well lead their team to the Super Bowl. Now, which one do you feel more comfortable in predicting that they could win the Super Bowl this year, considering the teams that they've assembled? Because Buffalo Bills, I had some questions about them after they got rid of Stephon Diggs last year, and then they looked pretty damn good. As a matter of fact, I thought the Buffalo Bills offense looked a little bit better without Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, well,
more balanced, right? I think Josh
sure.
Allen made better decisions as well. I'm high on the Buffalo Bills once again this year. And then the Baltimore Ravens, they got to get through your Pittsburgh Steelers this year as well. And then, the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't think that they're going to have, the greatest year. Still a pretty tough team, though, especially offensively. So, that's going to be a really tough division. But, man, I think the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills are 2 teams that could very well win the Super Bowl. But if I were to choose which one I think is more likely to win the Super Bowl, I'll probably lean towards the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I don't know enough about both of them on the defensive side right now, because I think that was Buffalo's issue last year. And, you have a lot, things happen. You have injuries.
And a Joey Bosa.
Who's that, Buffalo? Yeah.
Buffalo did.
And then I said, you have injuries. So
that's true.
You never know. Who would have predicted the Washington Commanders were going to be in the NFC Championship game last year?
Yeah.
And going to Detroit and mollywop the Detroit Lions, right?
Man.
So who knows? But they're both solid football teams. They both got a lot of really good players, and I want to kind of watch a little bit. I'm the guy that gives the prediction after maybe 3 or 4 games of the regular season. Let me watch these guys a little bit play, and then see some of those variables happen. But yeah, they both can win the Super Bowl. Yes, there's probably 10 to 12 teams that can win the Super Bowl. They're in that group.
Also, Lane Johnson was added to the Madden 99 club, starting tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles.
He's pretty good.
Longtime veteran. He's been there since 2013. And it's not just him, man. That whole Eagles offensive line is probably the best in football.
One of the best, for sure.
All right, so we've talked about the Madden 99 club. Coming up next on Spears and Ali.
No Justin Jefferson, huh?
What's that?
He's not. He's in 99 or not 99?
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah,
I thought he was on there.
I mean,
98.
I know they made Jamar Chase a 99. Again, I'd make him a 98 probably, but you got to have Justin Jefferson up there.
Yeah.
Do you think he didn't make it because of the Vikings season last year?
Either that.
They were 14-3.
Quarterback.
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were pretty
They
solid
lost the
last year.
division because they lost to Detroit twice.
Yeah.
So that's why they were wild card. They had a pretty good season. Maybe it's because of the quarterback, because that has, how good you are as a receiver. Quarterback matters. Offensive line matters.
Yep. All right. Coming up next on Spears and Ali. Ooh, there's also Myles Garrett. He also made the Madden 99 club as well.
Cool.
And then,
Cool.
no, you're right, Andrew. Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Yeah, they did make the Madden 99 club.
Yeah.
He thinks I don't read.
Yeah, he said 4. I thought there
read
was
okay
7.
goodly.
Yeah. So
All right, coming up next on Spears and Ali.
Just gonna get out of that real quick.
We're going to talk about top newcomers for the Arizona Wildcats. Arizona starts training camp today. They've got a lot of newcomers, man. 54 of them, to be exact. Who are some of the best? We'll talk about that coming up next.
That's my 12th time being right this year.
Today is the first day of school, a.k.a. training camp, for the Arizona Wildcats football program. And we're going to be talking about the 5 burning questions for Arizona football / storylines coming up at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. But now we're going to talk about some notable newcomers for the Arizona Wildcats. Yesterday we went over some key returning veterans. Now let's look at some new faces that will be impacting the Arizona Wildcats this fall. And there are nearly 60 newcomers this year. So over half of Arizona's roster will have new faces. But, the guys that they've added, I think, are really good players that are going to help Arizona get to the postseason this year. And, a couple of guys that I'm really interested in watching include Ty Buchanan and Tristan Bounds. And
positions?
The offensive linemen.
Okay.
They're offensive tackles. They are transfers from Ty Buchanan's from Texas Tech. Tristan Bounds is from Michigan. And they were both the starting tackles for the Wildcats in the spring. But the thing about now is that Rhino Tapatotai is back. And Rhino is a vocal leader of this team. He was really coming into his own last season. And even though he was a first-year starter, only gave up 2 sacks last season. And so he was very effective last season despite not having any collegiate snaps prior to last year. And when Rhino first got to Arizona, he was actually playing right tackle. He was working with Big Jonah as a right tackle when he first got here. And because of guys moving around, they decided, okay, we're going to put Rhino at left, put Jonah at right. And the flexibility, the versatility that Rhino has, he is a swing tackle. And so I think the starting tackle tandem is going to be Ty Buchanan at left because he played a ton of snaps at left tackle at Texas Tech. And then I think you could be seeing Rhino Tapatotai move over to the right side.
All right. See how it shakes out.
Yeah, but, Tristan Bounds is a really good player from Michigan, 6'8", 291 pounds. And I think that,
that's tall for a tackle.
Very tall. Very tall.
And being able to get you got to be able to get low, right? Because a lot of those DNs are going to be trying to, get low, rip under the arm and do that. So
just like the Ying Yang twins.
That's right. I mean,
and Lil Jon.
Exactly. Yes.
It's actually the East Side Boys.
Yeah.
I think.
It's all of them.
Okay. But all I'm
Don't
saying,
make me put one more
all I'm
tally
saying
up there.
is the key for Mr. Bounds is his ability to bend his knees.
Yeah. And even if Tristan Bounds is not the starter, as we saw last year, you need as many bodies as possible.
Sure.
So, all right, we'll continue this Arizona football conversation here in just a little bit. We'll talk about notable newcomers. Let's take some phone calls here, 719-1490, 719-1490. Looks like we got Stu joining us today. What's on your mind, Stu?
Yeah, yesterday I kind of let the cat out of the bag about CTE.
Oh, yeah.
More I thought about it, I'm a multiple birth. I'm a twin. And, if in the womb, I could have got the beginnings of CTE if me and my brother would have hit heads, anything like that. I would have got kicked. I mean, CTE can come from anywhere, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
Falling on the sidewalk, falling off the bike, too many blows to the head, of course, but I still think that's a cop-out.
Yep.
And another thing about that tackle being 6'8", wasn't Mandridge 6'7"?
Wasn't who 6'7"?
Tony Mandrich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mandrich.
Yeah. Well, Tony Mandrich was on some accelerators and Maybe shouldn't have been the first pick of the draft.
Yeah, he was like the juicer, one of the faces of PEDs.
But, if he wasn't drafted number 1 overall or top 3 and drafted where he should have been, like between the 2nd and 4th round, the guy ended up having a nice career.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult to play. Obviously, Mr. Bounds with the Arizona Wildcats, he's been doing it. So that's what the coaches are just going to have to – that's the development part. A guy that tall, you just got to make sure he's got good bend in his legs.
Well, yeah, then he's going to have continuous knee problems.
Yeah.
You got to think about that one too. So, but no, on this CTE,
hold on. Hold on, Stu. I'm going to address this. So obviously you want to talk about it, and I will echo exactly what I said yesterday, because now that I've gathered more information, listen, is CTE an issue in a sport like football? Yes, it's also a sport. It's also an issue in combative sports like UFC, boxing, etc. But to sit there and say that, CTE is such a problem that it caused this person to go on a rampage and take the lives of 4 people, if you honestly are going to claim CTE as the reason for this, you're an idiot. This is a mentally deranged person who played. Yes, he did play football in California, tried to play in the NFL, played a little bit in Canada. He had a football career. But to say the NFL is the reason that I'm killing 4 people, that person is a deranged guy. And honestly, I felt the same way about Aaron Hernandez when people were talking about, oh, he had CTE when he was out here killing people. Man, there's a lot of people that have played football. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people have played football and have dealt with concussions and CTE-like symptoms. None of those guys decided to pick up a gun and take the lives of 4 people. None of them. So to say that CTE is the reason for all of this, I'm so freaking sick and tired of it, man, because this is not CTE. This is a mentally deranged person. And so I'm going to leave it there, man.
Well, Junior Seau, he took his own, but he didn't take anyone else's.
Exactly.
Perfect example.
Exactly.
Thank you, Stu. Appreciate it, buddy. Always great to hear from you.
Have a good one, Stu.
Yeah.
Sounds like that was a topic of debate yesterday, huh?
It was. He brought it up, and I was like, okay.
I don't even know if it was debate. I think it was just discussion.
Yeah.
Well, I think just the people like to take whatever happens and use it to craft and support their own narrative. So whatever your position is on anything, it's like, well, okay, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Right? So like you said, 99.99% of all football players who have ever played never harmed themselves or anybody else as a result of playing football.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's an example here and there's an example there. It's like social media and X. Just because a couple of people say it there doesn't make it true.
Yep.
Right? That's not real. That's not what people really think.
Yep.
So that's my analogy for the day. There you go.
Anyways, moving back to Arizona Wildcats football here and talking some newcomers. So we mentioned the offensive linemen, Tristan Bounds, Ty Buchanan. Some of the other guys on the offensive side of the ball that I think people should look out for are going to be at the wide receiver position. In Arizona, after losing Tetero McMillan, they decided, okay, we got to put a ton of speed in the receiver room. And so they went out and got guys like Chris Hudson, who's a transfer from Washington State. He played 4 years at Oregon, also played at Washington State last year. He had 54 catches for 683 yards and 2 touchdowns. When he was at Oregon, had 936 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's got the experience. He's also got the speed as well. And then Luke Wysong, a transfer from New Mexico, is a slot receiver that was very productive at New Mexico, gave Arizona all sorts of fits last year. Javen Watley, great returner, maybe the fastest guy on the team, another player who put up a ton of yards at Chattanooga. And Trey Spivey as well. He's big. He's a big body wide receiver. He's like 6'3", 6'4". Guy has a really good frame. And I think these newcomers at wide receivers, those guys that I just mentioned, they're going to have a prominent role. Now, who's going to be the starters? Shoot, I don't know. I'm noted in my training camp preview of the receivers, like we saw a starting trio of Trey Spivey, Chris Hudson, and Chris Hunter, who had a really good second half of the season last year. But, I mean, Nunu Watley had maybe the best spring out of all those guys. Brandon Phelps was a rising player too. And so Bobby Wade said yesterday, like, our receivers right now, there's a 1A and there's a 1B. And it's like that at all three spots. And they are probably going to play 6 to 8 players at wide receiver. And I haven't even mentioned Devin Hyatt, who was starting to really emerge last season, but unfortunately suffered a pretty gruesome leg injury in that Territorial Cup game. And if he gets healthy and back, look out for Devin Hyatt, who's the younger brother of Jalen Hyatt, who's playing for the New York Giants right now. So receivers, I think, are overall much better than last year. But those newcomers, the speed that they add, that's going to really give Arizona some juice.
Yeah, I'm really high on the Wysong kid. I just kind of feel like I'm not comparing him to Jacob Cowling, but from what I saw last year, that guy on third down that can run a really crisp route and get you that first down.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Wysong, I've got my eye on him. But all these guys, they're not just fast, right? We didn't just put 6 track guys out there because that's not going to get you anywhere. They're skilled. And, they can change speeds. They can gain leverage. It looks like they can all catch the ball with a high rate, which is good at the receiver position. I don't know if you've heard. And, competition is good. That's all I'm going to say. These guys are going to bring out the best out of each other. And, whoever plays. Can I bring up a newcomer?
Sure.
I'm curious because at middle linebacker, I've seen a lot about Trey Smith and who's the other guy?
Oh, Tay Brown.
And I thought
Max Harris.
But the kid from North Dakota State or South Dakota State,
Montana?
I don't know. He led FCS in tackles last year.
Oh, no, Northwestern State. No. Blake Gocher.
Gotcha,
yeah.
I haven't seen a lot from him, I know we're just getting started, but leading any conference in tackles means you're pretty good.
Absolutely.
Right? Unless you're playing like in the puppy league and it's Hercules. Even Hercules, your dog, probably pretty good. But I just don't hear a lot from that kid about that kid. Maybe I will after training camp.
Yeah, he didn't really have the best spring. Kind of got buried a little bit, but it is spring. Who knows? He might have this great training camp. But
put the pads on, right? We'll see.
But the linebackers that were the key guys in the spring that I think are going to be the key guys this year, you have Tay Brown, the junior from Hamilton. Now, after playing a whole year as a starter, how's he going to look in year 2? That would be something interesting to watch. And then the transfers, Riley Wilson, this guy from Montana who had a ton of TFLs in the last 2 years playing for the Grizzlies.
Lamonius Craig.
Started his career at Hawaii.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be a stud. And in Danny Gonzalez's defense, we're going to see a 3-3-5 look. He's going to be kind of like that stand-up edge rusher, roaming linebacker. Look out for Riley Wilson to make some plays this year.
All right. That'd be a nice little respite from we're consistent. All I see is like a 7 days straight of 104. Sometimes it goes 103, sometimes 105.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's all the same after 100, right?
Well, it's about to hit.
It's not all the same.
It's about to hit August, and to me, August is kind of what I would call the summer dog days of summer for Tucson.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because once you get to September, then the most beautiful month of the year is right over the horizon. You can see it. October.
Yes, sir.
Right.
I appreciate that September is the milestone for seeing the milestone.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
We're
just over there.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
September is we're wrapping up the third quarter.
10 feet from being 10 feet away.
Yeah. I was just talking to Justin about if you drive to San Diego, if anybody out there has driven to San Diego, there's that one moment you're kind of driving through that canyon in the rocks and you go over one particular little hill and the temperature on your odometer drops 25 degrees.
Yeah.
Right? So that's September. It's like I'm almost to San Diego and the weather's dropping. So that's,
Yeah.
I have a very complicated mind.
So is August Dateland?
I mean, I would say August is kind of like El Centro, right?
Yeah.
It's Yuma's got the July feel.
That's fair.
And then you get to El Centro, right? Like Yuma is like actually got some cool stuff, and not
I've
as
never
many.
seen so many
And it's still in Arizona side, so not as many taxes. So you guys like, we got the 4th of July. So,
That's many taxes.
gas is like $1 cheaper a gallon.
Yeah.
And then you get to El Centro, and you're just like,
I will say this though, has monsoon been kind of weak this year?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
What
I thought it was just me.
What monsoon?
Yeah,
We've
for
had
real.
like 3 days of rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, come on, monsoon. Your time's running out, man.
get it.
We need some more storms.
I hope so.
But see, the thing is like, I say this, and then monsoon's like, all right, bet, and then it's going to come around during the start of football season, and it's going to affect high school football games, and we don't need that. By the
Or
way,
did you just jinx the jinx?
oh, I gave myself the kiss of death.
Maybe.
Man, interesting.
But then you kissed that kiss of death.
death. One thing I found interesting, speaking of high school football, we had Zachary Nevelif in studio, the Tucson High football coach. That was so interesting to me that TUSD closed down its facilities, and so they had to like figure out ways to work out as a team and train. And a part of TUSD closing down those facilities is because kids were flushing vapes down the toilets, and it ruined the plumbing.
right. And just to be clear, we're not talking about the Tucson High Badger football team.
No, just kids in general.
All students use, like, they go to PE and stuff. So, yeah.
Absolutely
So you
insane.
go to PE and they're all short of breath.
Yeah. And I was thinking, I'm like, man, because like vapes, us growing up, there were no vapes.
Yeah.
No.
You smoked a cigarette
So-
like a man.
Yeah, smoked a cigarette like a man, and if you got caught, even if you flush it down the toilet, it's a cigarette.
Right across from Sabino High School was a dirt lot.
Yeah.
And before school, like, kids were just out there smoking cigarettes. But
Yeah.
as long as they weren't on the property of campus, it was cool.
Yeah. Don't smoke cigarettes, kids.
Things,
Don't
things,
vape either.
Things changed. Things have changed.
The Arizona Diamondbacks, which, man, they're struggling right now. They are struggling. They've only scored 9 runs in the last 8 games. Is that bad?
Woof.
I mean, as a Pirates fan, I would call it status quo.
Yeah, they're offensively, the bats have not been going for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I should have known that the trade rumors, how much it has really bogged them down. Like, you could feel that the rumors and the speculation, it's causing some tension in that Diamondbacks clubhouse. And I should have known that with that coupled with Brad Fatt on the mound,
Brad Fatt.
a.k.a. Brandon Fott.
Brad Fat.
Yeah, Brandon Fott will always be Brad Fatt, thanks to my guy, Holly Farhang. But yeah, Brandon Fott was on the mound, and I was like, man, maybe the D-backs can turn it around, and they ended up losing 12-2.
He has been pitching better.
Yeah.
He really has. But, I mean, they're playing the best team in the AL by all accounts. And, I mean, how would you feel, man? It's Wednesday. Tomorrow's the trade deadline. And you're like, oh, the Star's thinking about, trading me to the Tacoma Pioneer. And it's like, oh, do I have to, like, move everything and go write stories about things in Tacoma? Right.
The Rainiers.
Right, yeah. I mean, maybe they've got the next, Bill Riley, right? And they're like, hey, we'll send him to the Star. We got a bunch of great young prospects. We'll throw you Justin Spears to Tacoma. I mean, it has to have an effect on you a little bit.
Yeah.
These guys aren't
Wild if
robots.
Places actually did that. Like if like companies would trade people around like that.
God, it'd be great.
Man. Trading lawyers?
My team is pretty damn good, so I'm not going to say anything negative. I've got a great team. But, man, you offer the right cash considerations.
I like how Ollie he had me as a throw-in for the Tacoma trade.
No, you're the guy that is like
I'm the Anthony Davis.
You're Baseball Writers America's like top 5 prospects, right? So,
I feel like the Anthony Davis and the Luka trade.
You're come on, buddy. I love you, but come on. You're in the league. I mean, where you write and how you write. You're not. You're not a AAA prospect.
I compare myself to Anthony Davis, and he's like, actually, more like Obi Toppin.
Yeah, let's go there. So I told you, speaking of Montana, Montana Lamonius Craig, Arizona receiver, was in Steelers camp.
Yeah.
And actually had a pretty nice connection with Will Howard in some practices the last week. Had what is termed as a soft tissue injury. And when you're like that low on the depth chart, availability is huge. They need to bring in bodies so they can practice. So Steelers waived with an injury settlement Montana Lamonius Craig. Now, if he gets healthy again, because he had his moments, my guys Mike, Luke, and Kobe on Twitter were like, oh, I hear he's going to make the roster, the 53-man roster. Is that good or bad for the Steelers? I'm like, guys, I just gave him a laughing emoji. Who knows? Montana could, maybe circle back, be a practice squad guy for a little bit, at least if not for the Steelers with somebody. I mean, he showed him a little something. So it's not over. Arizona Wildcat, Montana Lamonius Craig, no longer with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Handful of Wildcats playing in the NFL this year that were on Arizona's team last year. Ja'Cory Crossing-Merritt doing some good things for the Washington Seawards.
Yeah.
At running back. And then big Jonas Avinea is also looking impressive, too. I envision him probably starting at right guard right next to Austin Jackson.
I think you're right. I saw somebody refer to Terry McLaurin, the receiver for the Washington Seawards, as T-Mac yesterday. And somebody said, hey, Omar Khan, general manager of the Steelers, because he's kind of in the last year of his contract. They're not giving him a new contract. He's not really that happy. I think he's holding in right now. He's at camp, not doing a lot. And they're like, do whatever you can to get T-Mac. And I'm like, what? That'd be awesome. But they just drafted him like number 8 overall.
Yeah.
It's like Terry McLaurin.
There's only one T-Mac.
I thought he was Scary Terry.
He's scary. They don't
Scary
like
Terry.
the guys. Somebody said that to the guy. He's like, I refuse to call him Scary Terry because
He doesn't scare me. I'm not afraid of him.
Yeah, Scary Terry. Yeah, because Halloween is a pagan celebration. I don't know. So
My sleep paralysis demon isn't Scary Terry.
did you guys know between this Thursday and I think sometime in January is like last Thursday was the last Thursday without football.
Yeah.
Until I think mid-January.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, because we got the Hall of Fame game this week.
Yeah.
Lions versus the Chargers. And then preseason right after that.
Yeah, your antiperspirant must be working overtime, Ollie.
Oh, it's a 3-time spray, like three times a day.
Goes on dry.
My meals and my deodorant. Got to do it 3 times a day.
But yeah, NFL season is right around the corner. College football season is right around the corner. And we're officially a month out from the Arizona football season. And training camp is officially starting today. So today's the first day of school for the Arizona Wildcats. And
isn't the first game of the year in college football sometime in late August, Texas and Ohio State?
I believe so. There's also the game in Ireland between Kansas State and Iowa State as well.
Well, that's not until
for week 0.
That's I think that's early September.
Yeah.
But there's a game in Texas Ohio State. That's a hell of a way to kick off the college football season.
Man, the week 1 college football slate is just absolutely stacked. I mean, we're August 23rd, by the way, is Iowa State versus Kansas State.
Iowa State versus August 23rd. Wow.
In Dublin, Ireland. That is the week 0 slate. Week 0, we got Iowa State versus Kansas State in Dublin, Stanford versus Hawaii, Fresno State at Kansas, Idaho State at UNLV. Shout out to my guy Justin Flo. And then the next week, this is where it gets really good, man. The week 1 slate is just absolutely stacked. I mean, we've got at the top of the list, we got Mississippi State versus Southern Miss. You also have, Utah versus UCLA. I mean, down here in Tucson, Arizona. We've got Arizona versus Hawaii. But yeah, man, you got, Michigan, New Mexico, LSU at Clemson is going to be a really good game. I can't wait for that. So, yeah, week 1, really starting off with a bang in college football. Alabama versus Florida State as well. Lots of great games in week 1. On ABC, too, that day, I think it's Syracuse versus Tennessee. So week 1's loaded.
I look forward to another robust year of rooting against the SEC. and hoping that there's lots of SEC losses. Yes.
TCU versus North Carolina on that Monday. Yeah, Bill Belichick's debut as North Carolina's coach is Monday Night Football.
Oh, that's cool.
Monday night at 5 o'clock against TCU.
Probably will not be a lot of camera shots of his girlfriend on the TV. Probably not.
Or there'll be a lot.
Well, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah.
Is she going to get the Taylor Swift treatment?
She's going to get the Taylor Swift treatment.
Oh, brother.
Just every time the ball is dead, straight back to her.
Yeah.
Do you think though that they would tell ESPN ahead of time, like, hey, let's not do so many Jordan Hudson shots?
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
I don't know. They probably like a lot of people watching the game.
Yes,
And
yeah.
I don't know. People seem to like that for some reason. I never got it. Like, stop showing me okay, cool. Taylor Swift is there.
Yeah. But Taylor Swift is a pop star. Jordan Hudson is a 24-year-old.
She's a tabloid star.
Who's with a 73-year-old.
Yeah. She's a National Enquirer queen.
Yeah. She's also
And a real estate mogul.
Yeah, she's also abusing the elderly.
No, just,
Yeah. he likes it.
no. Yeah, dude. Don't judge. Don't judge.
Yeah, they have a safe word.
Yeah.
Bookie. I just think of Shane Gillis. All right. Anyways, let's talk about some things we're going to be looking forward to when Arizona takes the field this week at training camp. Some of the things that I'm going to be paying attention to is a position that's very near and dear to my heart, the center position.
Yeah.
The center position was played by a 3-year starter in Josh Baker, and Josh was really good. I mean, he's not playing in the NFL right now, but
Solid.
a really solid guy, and was a leader of the offensive line and was just an absolute workhorse. So that's one thing that Noah Fafita talked about yesterday, was that Bake was just constantly working. And now that Arizona has to replace him, they could turn towards Grayson Stovall, who was Josh Baker's backup the last 3 seasons. But they're really interested in this Kaina DeCambra guy, who is a transfer from Hawaii. Now, the thing with Kaina is that he has never played center before. He's always been either a tackle or a guard. That's all he played at Hawaii. But then he moved over to center, and the snaps were a little bit of a struggle at first, but then he's constantly been working at that. And then towards the end of the spring, the snaps were more consistent, and you kind of liked what you saw out of what the guys call KD and Kaina DeCambra. And so I look for him to win the starting center job. And I also think it's important to lock down your starting center, because that's the guy that works with Noah Fafita, right? I mean, him and Noah Fafita are essentially like the captains of the offense, and you also need to have that one guy at center who could step up as a leader for the continuity of the offensive line as well. So I think figuring out who that center is going to be, I think that'll probably be determined here in the next week or two.
Well, I always contended, and I stand on this rock, that quarterback is the toughest position in sports to play at the high collegiate NFL level. Center is right behind that, because think about your center. You not just, first of all, you start with the ball in your hands every play. The snap's got to be good. But even before you snap the ball, you're making offensive line adjustments. You're making the calls for the line based on what the defense is showing you. And then once you've done all that, then you got to go do your assignment and block.
You got to block
a 300-pound dude.
Yeah.
So they need, that's going to be I agree. That's going to be a really important position for Arizona this year, to make sure they've got a solid center that can handle both the mental and physical parts of the game.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, they're trying to figure out, what they want to do. Grayson Stovall has played center before, only 1 game of experience. Kaina DeCambra has got tons of experience, just not at center. So if I were to take a guess who's going to be the starter, it's going to be KD, the transfer from Hawaii.
And I bought the Lindy's magazine, College Football Preview.
Yeah.
And I was just, I love the college football magazines. I hope and pro football magazines, those Lindy's, Athlons. I hope it never goes away, because I need the paper. I like to just go through every single thing. But they had Mawai as the starting right guard, like they do projected lineups.
Oh, right guard.
Right guard.
Not left.
Maybe
Okay.
Misremembering, but they had him as a starter at guard.
I think he's going to be the starting left guard. Okay. And the thing with Chuba is you got to be in shape to play in Seth Daigie's offense. I mean, they worked on drills in the spring where it was just spotting the ball, running, getting lined up. They dedicated periods just to lining up and running and keeping up with the pace. Chuba, his thing is he's 6'3", 352 pounds. It's a big boy. Now, credit to Chuba, he's lost quite a bit of weight since he got here. I mean, he was pushing 4 bills when he first got to Arizona. So he worked on his weight a little bit. Unfortunately for him, got banged up last year and missed a good chunk of the season. And
making the transition from defensive line to offensive line.
Yeah. That's hard, man.
It's really hard.
You got to rewire your brain a little bit. And Chuba, I talked to him yesterday. He said, there were times, towards the end of spring when he started to be incorporated more or implemented more in the system that he was almost like blocking too hard. Mm-hmm. Like he wasn't like patient. He was just like, all right, how can I take this guy and drive him as far back as possible? And so he had to kind of, like I said, rewire his brain and go back to being an offensive lineman. Chuba, I didn't know this because he played center at Long Beach Poly, but he also said he played all 5 positions in high school.
Oh, that's good.
So he's got experience at both tackle spots, both guard spots, and center. So you could really put him anywhere on the interior line, but they like him at left guard, and I envision him being the starting left guard. So I think if I were to take a guess what the starting offensive line would be on August 30th against Hawaii, left tackle, you got Ty Buchanan, the transfer from Texas Tech. Left guard, Chuba Ma'ai. Center, Kayana DeCambra. Right guard, Alexander Deuced, our friend.
Our friend.
Who's 6'7", 330 pounds and carries it well and has been dubbed the strongest offensive lineman on the team. Was a Pro Football Focus freshman All-American last year. Really solid spot. Really solid player right there at that right guard spot.
Sounds like he's going to be Noah Fafita's Deuced.
Very much so.
And the running backs.
Very much so. And then right tackle, I think Rhino Tapatotai. I think that's a really good spot for him. And I think that's a pretty solid offensive line. I really do. Now, we said last year's offensive line was pretty solid, and then they got banged up. So those other guys that are going to be complementary pieces, the backup guards, the backup tackles, and fortunately for Arizona, Tristan Bounds, the transfer from Michigan, even if he's not the starter, he's got game experience from his time at Michigan. If something happens to one of those tackles, you feel good about Tristan Bounds coming in. Matthew Lotto, Michael Wooten, they got their first game experience as a college football player last year.
Yeah.
Those guys could come in with experience. So this is why I feel better about Arizona is that when you look up and down the roster, there's not as much inexperience as they had last year. There's definitely players that are more seasoned and they have more game reps, which I think is very, very key if injuries start to stack up again.
Probably one of the few silver linings from last season is because of injuries, the number of inexperienced and young guys that had to play that are coming in this year, hopefully bigger, stronger, faster, and have that game experience and now can compete at a little bit higher level.
Yeah, and I am worried, though, if there is a position of concern, real quick before we go to our interview with Jordan Ham, interior defensive linemen. So they added 2 junior college guys in the offseason, Zach Siulepa, who's originally from New Zealand, 6'7", 365 pounds. Massive human being. Ezra Funa, who started his football career at Mater Dei High School, was a great player. Due to whatever reason, had to take the JC route at College of San Mateo. Both of those guys are working through academic obligations, and they have not been added yet to the roster. Those 2 are expected to have prominent roles in the defensive line. If those 2 guys aren't available, what are the guys behind him going to look like? Because Tia Savea, transfer from Texas, who played 2 years at Arizona, looked really solid in the spring. Deshaun McKnight, maybe the most improved player in the spring this year. I like those 2 guys at defensive tackle. It's the guys behind him that I'm a little bit worried about.
Well, those 2 guys that are working on their whatever academic things, I mean, did the coaches, were they optimistic is that they were going to show up? Or?
Yeah, Brent said he's optimistic
about
both those guys.